Hey guys, MetaMorpheus here. It's December 26th, 2024. We made it through that most sanctimonious of holidays, Christmas, here in America. Hope everybody had a good one. Mine was just fine. Obviously, I'm still not missing any meals. My wife been cooking up a storm for 2 weeks. Um, so yeah, I'm just remaining fat and happy. Uh, I just wanted to really log on today to say hi and see how everybody's holiday went. Let you know that yes, I am still reading this book. I haven't forgot about y'all. We're going to discuss the nature of the holographic universe here before long. And then because I enjoy armchair archaeology, I'm still working on Belzoni, who was an archaeologist before Indiana Jones was cool. Um, Both interesting reads so far. Anyways, now I watch an awful lot of other podcasts and basically I'm a YouTube junkie and other video platforms, BitChute, Rumble. I recently stumbled across Twitch. I'm gonna have to check this out. Otherwise, I feel as if I'm getting left behind by the youth of today. Um, But on a realistic note, today I really want to talk about some things that concern me because, you know, there's an awful lot going on in the world, but with drone sightings and oh, a lot of the activities going on internationally due to our foreign policy. Um, the potential for other medical issues in the near future is on the rise, kind of like the one that led me to this perpetual leash that I have hanging on my neck, and it's been there since October 21st, 2021, due to my bout with community acquired pneumonia and the big C in my 18-day stay in hospital. That being said, I was at the store earlier today. You realize that an 18 pack of eggs at Walmart in Pueblo West, $10.62 freaking cents. Right? A 12 pack, just a regular dozen eggs, $7.50. Really? Exactly how long do any of you out there that are paying attention? Well, I have five whole subscribers. I earned one yesterday. Whoever you are out there, because I don't have that information. Thank you. That's cool. And I'm gonna try and at the very least keep you entertained. Um, Evidently everybody likes my little dog Layla and the funny little shorts that I'm doing as I'm learning how to use the video editors. Back to my topic. $10.62 for an 18 pack of eggs. Due to what? I mean, I pay attention too. I watch an awful lot of legacy news. And again, I spend most of my day on YouTube or BitChute or Rumble, 4chan, whatever, so on and so forth. I try to like to think I stay in the know on things. Due to what? Age 5 and 1. Okay. This played out right before our last election period, and we all know it. So, those of us that are thinking about things kind of can foresee a little bit of the trajectory that's going to happen here in 2025. I don't know exactly what part of the year. None of us do. And I hope I'm very, very wrong. All right. But the American public, the world public, this is happening everywhere. We're not alone, you guys, here in America. Everybody's kind of getting stepped on by the GOV wherever you live. Um, Crazy things are happening every day. Have you thought about what you're going to do when the power goes out? Because I really hate to break it to you. It's going to go out. All right. even where we lived off grid for the last 6 years, before we moved here to Pueblo. Power is required in them little small communities. When the internet goes out, you don't make a transaction in a little small mountain grocery store. You don't get gasoline. If you're in the hospital, you do not get an aspirin when the internet is down. So, um, what are you going to do when the power goes out? What's your plan for your family, your loved ones? My wife and I, we don't have children at home anymore, thank God. And I feel sorry for those that are bringing the new ones into this world right now. I mean, congratulations on your bundle of joy. However, it's just going to be a really challenging world. What are you going to do when the power goes out? Power went out on my wife and I when we lived in Yakima, Washington for 18 hours one time. This was back in 2014. Um, somebody hit a power pole over on the freeway, and it took out the power to our neighborhood for 18 hours before they finally got it fixed again. For one, in the single wide trailer we lived in at that time, it's a little cold. Electric heat. We didn't have a fireplace. We didn't have propane. None of that. When there's no power, you can't heat your little single wide trailer. Um, had kind of a ornery dog at that time who was very much allowed to get up on the bed and keep us warm that night. My neighborhood, Yakima, Washington is not a nice town. It's a drug town, is what it is. It's full of cartel and a lot of darker elements in life. It didn't take but 3 hours with the power out, and people were already trying to figure out how to come rob your house. That's 3 hours of a power outage. Okay. I'm suggesting to you that some things are going to be happening here very soon that might take your power out for 2 days, 3 days, a week, 10 days. Look at some of those folks in North Carolina right now who have went through a very serious natural disaster that there's been nobody there to save them. So I just really need you to think about some of these things. Where are you going to go? Where is for lack of a better word, your bug out point that you are going to take your most precious, your family, your children, your pets? Where are you taking them? What is your backup plan? Because you don't have a choice anymore. You better have one. The American government's come out and told you need to have backup plans. You need to have food stored. You know, I don't anymore. I had to walk away from a lot of preps due to health, on the off-grid situation that we had to leave. However, you should at least have a month's worth of food for every member in your house and your pets, stashed away for a month. Same with water. Same with fuel for your vehicle. Is the maintenance on your vehicle up? We got a couple trucks. I was talking to my wife about this today. I need to get out there and I need to start doing this maintenance that has to be done. Her exhaust system needs to be fixed and just a bunch of stuff. And it's a little challenging here in the transitional place that we're in, but we'll consider it a pit stop and get these things done because I know where my bug out spot is. Quaint little community up north. I will not tell you which state or where at on the border, but there's a quaint little community up there that I'm very familiar with, and I know exactly who I can depend on there and who I can't. Do you guys? Do you know who you can count on in your little neighborhood and who you can't? Who you can trust with your life, the lives of your children and your pets, and who you can't? Is there somebody that you probably better keep an eye on? Is there somebody down the road that might be a security threat in the event of some kind of an incident that causes just a power outage? Less than 24 hours into a power outage of any regional scale, I mean, the lootings will begin. How are you going to deal with that? I'm not trying to panic anybody. Just asking you to think about this. A bug out bag is a good thing to have in a car. Think about 10, 12, 15 items that you should have in a bug out bag that will be what you depend on for maybe the 3 days it might take you to get back to your home if an EMP were to hit. And now you have to leave your car and walk overland 10, 20, 30 miles. Who knows? Got some protein bars in there. Got a little sterno stove in there. Tarp is a good thing to have in there. Boy, we went through our tarps real fast when we hit off grid. Just some things to think about. What should you have with you at all times in your vehicle? Do you have a set of tools in your car? Do you have a flashlight in your car? When's the last time you checked the batteries in it or charged it? Do you have a pew pew? If you don't, I would suggest you get one sometime soon. You are going to need it very soon. The very least, you'll be glad that you have it. It's better to have something and not need it than to need something and not have it available. You know, not always just from a interpersonal standpoint. It may not necessarily be needed to ward off people that are trying to raid your home. You might have to leave your home. You might have to go and live in the woods for a little bit. Let me tell you, there's critters that live out in the woods. They don't have the same kind of reasoning as you or I. Some of them cats weigh nearly as much as I do. I know a couple people up north that if they were not carrying at the time that they had a cat drop down out of a tree at them, they would not be here today. Or the bear that they wandered up on their property, they would not be here today. So these are things to think about, you know, in this time of joy and being around our family, friends, which I encourage. Try and make all these good memories now while you can. But it's easy in these good times where we're fat and happy to forget that there's always the possibility that we're just an incident away from living primitive. Can you start a fire without your big lighter? Do you have backup methods of starting a fire? What's not fun is using medical grade oxygen to get your fire going in an emergency because you need that fire because people would die because it's very, very cold outside. Don't ask me how I know about that one. One of these days, I think I'm going to write down a lot of the things that I experienced while I lived up north for 6 years. You won't get everything. A lot of that I just keep just for me. But a lot of those experiences that my wife and I had up there, I think might be of use to you folks out there. And yeah, before I stray too much off a topic, yes, I am still working on my YouTube channel. This one, obviously. I do have a channel on Rumble. There is one whole video on it. There'll be more. I'm working on content. Got a backup channel on BitChute that I'll be posting there. There's only one video there as well. It's more of a research channel for me. I am still working on my book reviews for you guys, the ones that I told you. It's going to be a little while before I get to the Nag Hammadi scriptures that I was telling you about last time. I am still working on a book. I have a writer's block going on right now, and it's kind of situational. It had to do with the holidays as well. But I'm working on my own logical answers to the challenges I'm facing right now. I said I'm in transitional housing. I'm still looking to move west from where I'm at a little bit. And yeah, anyways, thank you. MetaMorpheus out.